And joining us now is Bishop Richard Malone of Buffalo, and thank you so much, Bishop, for being with us.
Happy to join you.
Also, Committee on Laity, Marriage, Family Life, and Youth. You're the chairman of that, and you have been working on, for quite some time now, a statement, Create in Me a Clean Heart. And maybe if you could talk a little bit about that. I know this is something that's been a process, and it's coming to fruition right now.
And we hope tomorrow it will gain the approval of all the bishops by vote. For some years, the bishops in various documents have addressed concern about the growing epidemic of pornography production and use in our country, in the world, in fact. But we have not done an actual pastoral statement on that. So the bishops agreed a few years ago that we needed to move in that direction. And it was entrusted to my particular committee, working with 6 other committees in the conference. We do all our work now in collaboration with other committees. And what we really wanted to do was really to describe why pornography is such a dangerous, destructive thing in our society and in people's lives, fragmenting relationships and causing addiction and all kinds of things. And also that, in fact, for us as Catholics, we consider use or production of pornography sinful, gravely sinful, ordinarily. And then, on the other hand, not to leave it there, to offer a pastoral response and to invite people to realize that in Jesus we can always find freedom and forgiveness and healing in a way to move beyond that which is holding us down.
Yeah. And maybe you could talk a little bit about that too, and some of the ways that people can get pastoral care who have been in an addiction or need some assistance from a ministry.
Of course, first and foremost, if a person through impulse of God's grace realizes that he or she is captive to this and recognizes what he or she first needs is forgiveness that leads to healing. There's other kinds of healing that has to happen too. But the mercy of God is, of course, is super abundant. And so hopefully that person would feel invited to the sacrament of penance and reconciliation to bring that sinful element of it to the Lord for his wonderful mercy. The Lord will take all of that away and give healing grace. But also I think, people need sometimes perhaps some counseling if they've really become captive to it. We intend, and there are support groups, of course, for addiction to pornography, as there are with other addictions. There are 12-step programs. But we intend, once the bishops hopefully have agreed to pass this document tomorrow, and I'm confident they will. There's been a lot of support and buy-in. The plan is we're going to generate then resources, ways that will be available to people to help them sort this out and move beyond it.
And this is something that's not a Catholic issue in terms of this is something that has been progressing, and it seems like a lot of other people, secular as well, realize there is a problem.
And of course, pornography has been around for thousands and thousands of years. And you're right, it is not a Catholic issue, so we hope to address all people of goodwill and alert them to the really destructive potential of pornography. We know it's done a terrible job on marriage relationships, for example, if one or the other partner or both get involved in the viewing of pornography. And it has an effect on us, on single people and everybody, young and old. We have to be concerned about clergy who can become trapped in this. And of course, the possibilities for exposure to pornography have just multiplied since the coming of the internet, mobile phones. So it's so available and so accessible. And that's not a judgment on internet and technology. There's so much that's good about that. But we have to be judicious in how we approach it.
Yeah, and it can play into the year of mercy too, coming up as well.
No question. No question. God's mercy can just cover us over entirely, but we need to recognize that we need that mercy. We need that mercy, and if we cry out for it, it will come.
I just wanted to, before I let you go too, just wanted to talk to you about the Pope's recent visit. I know being Bishop of Buffalo, you were able to participate in some of the events that happened in New York City, and wanted to get your feedback.
I was privileged to be both in Washington
and
in New York City. And it was an amazing experience. I had met Pope Francis a year ago. I was at the Vatican for a workshop on the complementarity of man and woman in marriage, which was an amazing experience. I met him there, and I have a cherished photograph of myself shaking the Holy Father's hand. And by the way, a neat thing about when meeting the Holy Father, Pope Francis, when you shake his hand, when you put your hand out, he takes your hand in both of his. You know, there's just a little extra warmth and all of that. And of course, the media, and I met him again in Washington, members of the administrative committee were able to meet the Holy Father in Washington. And some media from folks from Buffalo said, "What did you and the Holy Father talk about?" Well, I said in the 15 seconds they give us, I introduced myself and I simply said, "Holy Father, I bring you the greetings and prayer of the Catholic people of Western New York." And he had a translator who said, "Oh, thank you." And then they kind of move you on. But it's a wonderful, warm moment, truly. I just hope, though, with all the wow factor around Pope Francis, which is good for the church also, there's no question. He's given a new face to the Catholic Church, totally, globally. But I also hope people get beyond the wow factor and listen to his words. Listen to what he had to say to the joint meeting of Congress, what he had to say at Independence Hall, all the different talks he gave at the Holocaust Memorial in New York, because there's powerful call there, not only about God's love and mercy, but call to conversion for all of us.
Well, thank you so much, Bishop, for dropping by and,
My pleasure.
and talking with us. We appreciate it.
I'm very fond of all the great work Catholic TV does.
Thank you.